I think it comes down to experimentation, right? Like recently on the YouTube algorithm, there has been a lot of teams highlighting on how Skies played his alpha.
Skies?
Yeah, Sky.
Okay.
When he brought in the MC, it was like a wow factor, and somebody actually experimented the emblems that Skies use and prioritized. I think what War X as well as Thunderbelt as a third item for alpha.
War
it
X
was really disgusting.
Really?
It was really disgusting.
I can understand that a lot of people are picking up onto the Thunderbelt just because of the fact that it have growth inbuilt into it. And
infinite growth, right?
Infinite growth. And once you're done with it, once you're all the way in the late stages of the game, you have enough of the growth. You don't need the growth. You don't need the growth anymore. You can just sell it away, and you still have that growth that's inbuilt on you.
I think beyond experimentation, though, now that we're in day 2 of the group stages, teams have kind of actually locked this in already. Where if all of the assassins in the meta are not available, the next hero they go to is Alpha, because we know that tanks are not really that efficient anymore, and Alpha is one of the fighters that can actually match assassins somewhat in terms of burst damage output. So I think that's what they're really playing around, and we already saw that Homeboys did actually combo Alpha with Zeus in together. I think if piloted correctly, it can really delete someone. So Apbren should give us a good show.
I really hope to see how the Apbren will be able to make use of this draft. And well, I love to be proven wrong, but maybe just don't prove me wrong until too badly, alright? So let us just jump right in and take a look at the match number 2. Game number 1 between Falcons Apbren versus Smart Omega.
Well, we are going to be seeing a little bit interesting match here, because this is going to be the Julian versus Alpha, and I want to see who's going to be able to dominate in the early stage of the game here, because rumor has it Julian has been the go-to majority over Alpha.
Like, Julian just straight up has a stronger early game comparatively. Again, he is the only hero that has access to his full kit at level 3, which means that his time is accelerated compared to others. Chaknu could be in trouble though. Grok, definitely one of those heroes that can be weak to Zeusin.
Well, I like how Few is just abusing for the fact that, you know, level 1, level 2, there's not a lot of mages who almost has close to infinite amount of mana to actually kind of contribute in team fights. So in this case, I feel like Few had a very, very good start right now, able to get a couple of harassments in, you know, setting up for level 4, but it does delay up on the rotations coming from Easy for now. But even if I say that, he was kind of annoyed. Look at him, he still hits level 4 before Anduryu.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Alpha farms very quickly. That's another factor of why he is a hero that gets picked up pretty often. His damage output works on heroes, works on jungle camps as well. Can definitely match assassins in the meta where if all the assassins are gone, he's a pretty obvious choice. And I do think that Apbren want to be the team that are starting to set things up early on. We already know that Alpha and Harif are the type of heroes that will end up falling off a little bit once you get to the late stages. And Jomon the Moskov has already turned games around for Omega before.
This is so unlucky of Anduryu. He's actually 1 creep behind Kautizi just because of the fact he wasn't able to steal the 1 creep up top. And because of this, Kautizi, he's going to be hitting his level 5 very, very soon here. And the moment he hits it, we are going to see a huge power spike where Smart Omega is not going to be able to do too much. But as soon as I say this here, Chaknu, he does have his 4 first here. Few already looking to try and zone him up. Pulls him back here. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. Chaknu forced to use the wall charge aggressively, and now here to counterplay with him in North Range. He won't be the first one to fall. First blood in the hands of the Falcons Apbren, but Few, look at him. He drags another one. A double kill for Few right from the get-go.
I think that was kind of a messy fight from Smart Omega there. Chaknu used his wall charge to try and get a pick off. Unfortunately, because he collided with the wall so far away, it didn't really do anything in terms of CC to Flapteasy, and then Smart Omega tried to follow up on that when there really was no setup to really use, which resulted in them getting picked off. 2 kills to Apbren, Turtle lost, and well, it's kind of already going what we expected the early game to be.
Could you really blame him though, considering that Few was the one that, you know, dragged him out right as soon as his immune came out,
He could have used wall charge in the other direction.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough.
Hold on, top lane? Okay, he's fine.
Top side though, Super Marco. You know, he's gonna be having a good time here. Smart Omega makes another attempt up top, but again, you know, they're just playing very passively here. This kind of reminds me of how Smart Omega is playing yesterday as well. Just play as defensively here, try to drag this game as long as possible, but as soon as I say this, Anduryu, he's gonna get caught out. He dropped all these spells in front of Fcap, expecting that they wouldn't punish this.
My face is just kind of full of judgment. why did Andoryu do that? He just dashed over the wall and then did nothing with it. He literally dashed over the wall and changed his mind and said, wait, let me out of here instead. And that is not going to work. Apbren.
Oh no, Kaltizi gets... They will be able to punish Chaknu as well. Few was able to drag him out. And who said Jusin wasn't strong? But in the right hand, dang, this Jusin is kind of annoying now.
Jusin as a hero will be weaker in the early game if the opponent's side has a little bit more setup to play around and a little bit more frontline presence, which Smart Omega should have, but I don't really think they're doing a good job with it.
Ooh, tough, but Kaltizi now, level 8 as compared to Andoryu. He's having a fun time as he's got 2-on-2, going to build up a little bit more stacks here and there. Ukir, however, it does have a glowing wand, so I'm not sure it's going to do too much, but you know, it's still something for Smart Omega to kind of take themselves in these upcoming fights.
It will be useful to try and burn down a little bit some of these tankier, more sustainable heroes. I'm just worried if it's going to be enough, because Falcons already have a 2k net worth lead. Turtle seems to be free.
Oh, Ogwen making the dive here on towards the backlines of Ryota. Forces a flicker, gets a free turtle in the process as well. Falcons Apbren just, you know, winning on all fronts at this stage.
From what I can see here, actually, Jusin may be the type of hero that allows you to balloon leads rather than claiming them for you. Oh, hold on.
Oh, hold that thought. Bottom lane, Flapteezy. Oh, what a flicker. Baiting out spells here. Smart Omega, unfortunately, not going to be able to get any kind of kills here. Unfortunately for him, he's looking to try and drag Chaknu back, but thinks it's just not worth it. Only the Grok is available.
Yeah, they don't really need to do that. Apbren are already in a pretty controlling position. As long as they're able to keep this lead intact, it will be difficult for Smart Omega to do anything for the next couple of minutes. The main issue, though, is that Jome actually has been uninterrupted. Yes, he lost his tier 1 tower, but the Moskov is still 0-0-0. I imagine his farm isn't too far behind that of Super Marco's. So I'm curious whether the Master of all trades can turn this one around.
Yep, Conceal plays here, trying to catch on to Kaltizi. He smells something, immediately pops his out to actually back off. So that's not going to be an attempt here for Smart Omega. Completely thwarted here in their plans.
Looking at the gold, yeah, actually, Jome only 300 gold behind Super Marco this far, despite a 3k net worth difference. So his farm is still keeping up pretty alright. But Omega need to make sure that they don't fall too much further behind, because we already know how consistent Falcons Apbren is as a team. Once they have that lead, they're gonna make sure that they don't lose it. And I imagine that this Moskov is going to start becoming a target of interest very soon.
Yeah, Jome has been playing very, very safe as well. He needs to make sure that he doesn't get too far behind there. But middle lane here, they do find Ogwen. That's going to be a very big catch. However, Few is going to be able to drag them back to try and extend the fight. Flapteezy is here to try and pull him back here. Few looking for his 1v1s on the sides. Meanwhile, the back lines as well. Super Marco is able to find another one. Just like that, Fcap just dissected the front and the back lines of Smart Omega.
Smart Omega stood no chance in that situation. Kaltizi gonna be able to get the turtle for free, though Jome also trying to split push. Oh
no, Jome, he's in a little trouble. Oh, what an escape, but Few is gonna be able to have his lantern on him. He drags him back in. There's no way out there. Great little knee trick here coming from Jome. Chaknu, however, will be dived in under turret by Super Marco. Gets a tier 1 as well for Fcap.
An impressive mechanical play there, using Moskov Spear to try and escape. But unfortunately, a 1v3 is not going to work very well there. And we can see that Jome, who has been trying so hard until now to keep his farm up to par with Falcons Apbren, has finally met his first demise. And this is not looking good here. If we just look at the items, it's very clear that Falcons are way richer compared to Smart Omega. And I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to make much of a difference here. They really got to play for late stages when Jome comes online. There's no way to really make a comeback before that timing.
Oh, combo coming from Andoryu. They are going to try and catch Flapteezy, but this Ruby is extremely tanky here. Forces a flicker out as well. Does have to sustain, and Omega, they can't seem to get the kill. However, they need to run now. Falcons, they're coming from the back lines. Look at this. Few, he's going to be able to corner Anduriu. He's looking to try and punish this here. Joe looking to TP away. Guess what? He's going to be able to escape and narrowly as well. Joe, he gets out, but Anduriu, he's going to be the black sheep for Smart Omega. Fcap, they will be able to find one only, but still, what an escape from Joe.
That is actually insane. I'm kind of surprised Flap didn't choose to check the left brush. He just checked the right brush and then figured like, I guess he just disappeared. He just stopped searching. It's kind of strange.
What an outplay here, but still Falcons Apbren, they still have the lead. They still have the net worth advantage. They are going to continue to press this here. Super Marco with the Salmon Force here does a serious damage onto his Ook here. And unfortunately to say, there's nothing much Omega can do at this stage. And even the purple bow is going to be stolen away, but for now, they use the purple buff. They are going to try to attempt this here. Super Marco uses the Purify. He's going to get chain stunned here, but can he survive? Yes, he will with the help of Kaudizi. The rest of the members of Fcap is here to back him up. Meanwhile, Phil solo fighting on his own in the back lines. He gets a kill on Anduriu. Now he's going to try and extend the fight. Chaknu, can he get out? No, he cannot, and he's going to be the next to fall. Joel does have the turret here, but he needs to make a survival attempt here. Purify comes in, he's gonna get chain CC'd, and he is also gonna be the next to fall. And just like that, Falcons Apbren completely shuts down Smart Omega.
10 minutes into game number 1, and the kill score is 14-1. Falcons Apbren in full control, and despite the potential scaling in Moscow, I really don't see a path back into this game anymore. Falcons are just superior in terms of their control, in terms of their engagement, in their angles. They have Smart Omega beat in almost every factor, and this game in particular, the draft is really pushing that as well. This Zusin, normally a hero that has been having trouble so far in Snapdragon, we are seeing it being played to its full potential.
Now with the Lord crashing in as well, and there's such a huge lead. Smart Omega, they've got to try everything they can. Chaknu already using the wall charge to try and extend this fight, but MLBB, Kaudizi is able to drag Ryota out of comfort, and they will be able to burst him down. Smart Omega down a member, but as of now, can they continue to do so? Because Fcap, they look stronger than ever.
Another item offender. Jome is gone, and so are the chances of Smart Omega winning this game.
Oh boy, this is tough. This is so tough for Smart Omega, but Fcap, they're doing really well, and they will continue to do so. And with 3 members left, all they gotta do is just get one more pick. Ryota respawns back into the safety as well. He needs to do something about this, but the minions are starting to hurt as well. But look at Fiu, oh my goodness, this is dragging members left, right, front, and center. They isolate the fight. They find a pick on Chaknu. Omega, what can they do at this point? There's absolutely nothing, because the crystal will be destroyed, and Fcap takes a very convincing game 1.
This was a one-sided demolition from Falcons Apbren, showing the world why they are still one of the strongest teams in MLBB. Not allowing Smart Omega any chance to play around Jome or scale or make any comeback. This game was theirs right from the beginning.
I gotta have to say, this game is very convincing from the side of Falcon Apbren, with almost a similar lineup from what Homeboys have gotten for themselves. As such, I have come up with a theory about how Falcons Apbren is able to work with this composition. Very simply, it's really just Phil doing few things. The best mage around that knows how to use the Juicin.
Yeah, I think.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree, because Phil was doing a very, very important role, like in the sense where he's playing as like a hybrid roamer. Like usually roamers are going to be the ones that actually, kind of check the brushes and some etc.
It becomes Phil instead.
Exactly. But in this case, I feel like Phil understood the assignment what it was given, which was instead of having those secondary tags, and usually secondary tags are XP laners, he played that role for
Flapteasy.
For Flapteasy, and did really, really well.
That is the strength of Zusin, right? As a hero, she trades her ability to wave clear and dish out high damage in the early game for just a presence that's hard to get rid of once you get into the late stages. And when you add on that her ability to CC by pulling someone out of the safety of their backlines, you can see why this hero is actually something that's worth respecting. We just gotta make sure you have the correct setup and the correct player to use her.
Most importantly, I would say that not only just the correct player, right? The roamer that is in question must be a very specific set of heroes that clears certain conditions to be able to clear waves. That is by far the most important thing that Jusin will require in the middle lane. Otherwise, you will be giving a free lane over to the opponent's mage. In fact, giving in a free priority over to them. Well, you have no idea what you can do. You're just merely touching and tickling them, unable to pull anyone because you can't stand your ground long enough.
Yeah, I think it comes down to a situation where you need to understand your spacing and distance here. And, you know, I think Jusin is in a situation where it's not super far in terms of range, but it's not that short either. So if you can understand those distance and spacing, you're going to be A-okay. As long as you do not give Jusin 10 stacks, you're good, right? But in this case, Shangnu thought that it was like, hey, it doesn't really hurt. Oh, I'm immune, I wouldn't be dragged off as much as I thought, but it doesn't matter. Once those stacks are up, and if the moment you don't have those immunity, you're dead. You're gonna be dragged out.
You're just gonna be dragged out.
Yeah.
It's time and time again, we're just looking at these draggings. Pretty darn annoying, and I think that Smart Omega gotta have to respect that. They know that Fcap is a team. They can definitely pilot the Jusin now.
I feel like a big problem with Smart Omega is that I'm really not seeing a lot of the impact of a lot of their players, especially of their setters, right? The fact that Chaknu decided to start the game by invading the jungle against an alpha jungle and Jusin mid speaks to a bit of a lack of forethought. Like, this is a duo that can easily pull you out and finish you at level 1. Like, I know that Grok is one of the safest roams that you can use to invade, but that also depends on your matchup, and this is not one of those games. Him dying at the beginning was already bad, and then trying to use the wild charge to set up a fight when he wasn't really in range to actually stun and make an impact, thereby kind of leading his team into a trap, made the early game just go completely sideways.
I think to add on to that as well, I don't think the level 1 invade wasn't that biggest issue. It was the first turtle fight was one of the big issue right there, because he disrespected Fuse Jusin, and because of that he figured, fired the gun, and everyone from Smart Omega kind of committed to the fight. But nevertheless, here Fuse did a fantastic job. He is undeniably the MVP for this game.
Yep, I gotta have to say, Fuse knew what he wanted out of this game. Grok, when it comes down to Chaknu, to further elaborate on that, you know, Chaknu, or rather Grok, is super good when it comes down to opening up brushes, and of course to give very early game information, something that I am very familiar with because of NIP Flash's JPL. His style of heroes is Cho or Grok, and all he do is tag the opponent's roam.